Greetings everybody, this is Emily from Of Pages in Ink, and today I will be doing my book talk on The One by Kiera Cass. So this is it, guys. This is the final book in the first half of the selection series, and I say that because the second half of the selection series focuses on Princess Edalyn and not on America's Singer. So it goes from America being a part of the selection that's kind of like The Bachelor meets Dystopia meets a prince, and to The Bachelorette meets Dystopia and and princesses. So I'm actually really excited to read The Heir because I kind of want to know why they continued the selection. I figured they would have stopped it because they wanted to change things, but maybe Princess Edalyn wanted to do it. I kind of doubt it, but I'm excited. Anyway, this video isn't about The Heir, it's about The One. I'm not sure about you guys, but I kind of always figured that America was going to be the one. It was just really entertaining to see how it got to that point. The thing, and I'm sure if you guys have seen my The Elite video, you know that I don't like the love triangle that happens between America, Maxon, and Aspen. For quite a few reasons. One, because love triangles are getting really old. Two, I don't like Aspen's character much at all. He actually, I will say this, he does get better as the series progresses, and definitely in this book he just kind of, I guess, grew on me, and he's not as annoying as I thought he was. Well, that he's changed quite a bit. And the third one is because the love triangle acts more like a metronome, like America's that little stick in the middle, and then Maxon and Aspen are on both sides, and it's like Maxon, Aspen, Maxon, Aspen. So yeah, those are the reasons. In this book, that's pretty much done with, and I am so happy for that. And she focuses on Maxon, and there is a little bit of Aspen, but it's not, I love Aspen, it's how do I say goodbye to Aspen? Or how can I say goodbye to Aspen and still have him as a friend? I am a firm believer in you can stay friends with your exes, because I've had at least one ex that stayed a friend. One out of the ones that I've had. But I know plenty of people that have been friends with their exes, and sometimes you're better friends than you ever were dating. But that's besides the point. I digress. This book, I swear, I had like a panic attack toward the end of it, and I'm not even trying to exaggerate or belittle people that have been, I don't want to say diagnosed, but that's the only word I can think of, with anxiety. But there was just a point in the story where I couldn't breathe and I was like freaking out, and yeah. So if you think I'm trying to belittle your condition or whatever word that you refer to it as, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. I really felt like that was what was happening. And I did cry too, I think. There's this one part of the story that really breaks my heart, and I don't know if I should say anything about it, so I won't yet, because this is the non-spoiler part of this talk. So to kind of sum up everything, without getting into too much detail for those of you that have not yet read the series, this book includes rebel attacks, surprising alliances, a steady romance instead of the love triangle that we're used to, which is, like I said, very good. Lasting friendships, moments to break your heart, which I just said, letters, and a proposal. Wink, wink. And I think one of the things that I did really like about this book is that it didn't focus so much on the world of the selection and more on the world outside of it, because you don't see very much of that during the most of the selection, and you get a lot of that now, especially because America, as a possible future princess, has to kind of learn, you know, what she could change, what she could do to help the kingdom if it ever got to that point. and she's still trying to decide whether or not that's what she wants to do, but she knows that she does, and sometimes she doesn't because the king is on her case, and there's just a bunch of stuff. But I do like that it focuses more on that and less of the frills of the selection, although that has been pretty interesting. I think that is all I can really talk about without delving into too much detail, so if you have not read this series, I would leave, and I will talk to those who have read it, so I will give you 5 seconds. Okay. Continuing. So it's actually been quite a while since I had actually finished reading this. Okay, it's been like a week. And I hadn't gotten to dress up all nice and pretty to do this like I wanted to, and like I said I would in my The Elite video. So here I am doing it now. I have my notes open over here that you can't see from my reviews to kind of help me, because I'm not going to remember everything that I loved and hated and want to talk about for this. So, bear with me. The scene that really kind of breaks my heart is when America finds out that her dad passed away. And I was kind of worried. I thought maybe it would be like a rebel thing, but it turns out it was like, I want to say it was like a heart attack. Like his heart finally gave out because there's like this pre-existing condition in the family or something. But that was terrible. I love my dad, and my mom has lost her dad, and I can tell just how much that sucks, and I'm kind of scared about that day, and I'm trying not to think about it. But that was really heartbreaking, and I was really kind of proud of how America handled it, because I honestly thought it would kind of send her into a downwhirling spiral, that she would like drop out of the selection and Maxon would still marry her anywhere, or just something. And actually, toward the end, part of what gave me what felt like anxiety to me, I don't know, that was when toward the end, after America does this really, she's not the really terrible thing, she's caught with Aspen, that part, and Maxon flies off the handle and almost ends up marrying Chris, and I was like, what's gonna happen? Because I don't know about you guys, but I always thought it was going to be America. And so I was like, does she get to be princess by default? Like, I had a feeling something bad was gonna happen, and then like Chris got shot, or Chris decided that she couldn't take it and left him, and America was the only one left, or something weird, because it got down to the two of them, and I was like, so I kept reading and finished the book. One of the things on my notes that I actually want to read to you guys instead of just saying again, I wrote, my heart broke so many times, and each time I felt it heal, it's like, whoops, there it goes again, because it really felt that way. It's like, I was sad for America, I was heartbroken by Maxon, like, giving her the cold shoulder for a little bit. I was scared that Maxon would find out about Aspen in America before America really had a chance to tell him, and of course he would fly off the handle, which kind of is what happened, but I thought would happen sooner. And just a bunch of things that just hurt. And but it gets so much better. One of the things I wrote in my notebook was Kiera Cass. This book was much, much, much better. This is definitely my favorite book in the first half of the series. It's got so much more action to it, and a lot more of the inner workings of the world outside the castle wall, or the palace walls, and how the different rebels kind of come into play, because in the first two books they're not really there. They attack a couple times and then they just kind of leave, but in this there's so much more involvement, and you actually find out that her father is one. All along I thought it would be Aspen, and I thought he would be a southern a Southern rebel and not a Northern rebel like America's father. So that was kind of really weird how that didn't happen. If you guys have seen my The Elite video and I talked about how America should write Maxon a song, and if it doesn't happen in this book I was gonna flip. I'm not gonna flip, but it doesn't happen. I'm so confused. Because it should. That would have been the perfect present, and it would really show that she loves Maxon without really even having to say it. And he's like, I knew it was you. I love you, and, you know, cheesy stuff. But I just thought it would be perfect, and it doesn't happen, and I'm just kind of like, oh, you missed an opportunity, Kiera Cass. But it was still a really good book. Man, even my notes on my reviews aren't really all that helpful. Guess that's all I gotta say. It's a shorter video because it's been quite a while and I don't remember everything I thought, and I even have my notebook. And I opened my notebook and my notebook wasn't even that helpful. So, fun stuff, guys. Not recently actually, it's been about a week, but I went to the library and I picked up 12 books, which are all on my TBR at the very top, obviously, because I have to go back. And I've actually completed 3 of them as of last night. And so you're not going to see any videos about the library books because I'm trying to finish them as fast as I can without having it like hinder my reading in any way, and you know, have an inevitable decline in my reviews. That concludes the one book talk, and since I am all dressed up and I didn't really feel like being all dressed up just for a short video, so I will now do my July wrap up as well, and also show you my August TBR. So you get 3 for the amount of time it takes to do 1. Yay! Alright, so in the month of July I read 10 books. Can I please, and I don't even want to ask because it seems really self-centered, but can I please have an applause, because I have never read that many books in 1 month. So I'm really proud of myself, guys. And this is 9 of the 10. Ta-da! So Blue Lily Lily Blue, I technically started in June, but I finished in July, so I figured I would add that to the list. So Blue Lily Lily Blue, and then I also read the second and final books in the Penryn in the End of Days trilogy, and I also read Tiger Lily, and the one, obviously, and the Elite, obviously. And I also read 3 of the 12 library books that I got from the library. So I have Asylum and Sanctum by Madeline Rowe, and I also read 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. My library books you will not see book talks on because I do not own them, and I want to get through them as quickly as possible because they have to go back, and then I can go and get more books. And I could renew them and I could do book talks, but this is just so much easier for me. So those are what I read and what I will be reading. I am currently reading All Fall Down by Allie Carter, which is a book about a girl named Grace who witnessed her mother's murder and nobody believes her. Her grandfather is an ambassador in this country that I can't even remember the name of, and she lives on a place called Embassy Row in the United States Embassy in this country, and it's pretty much like the city of embassies, pretty much. So that's what I'm currently reading. I'm almost done with that, actually. I started reading that today, so then I have The Young Elites by Mary Lou, which is actually next on my to be read list. So, yay! If there are any books that you want me to do book talks on, put a comment below and I will do one. but unless requested, I decided I'm not going to do any for these. Then I have Brightly Woven by my very favorite Alexander Bracken. I'm so excited. If you guys have not read the Darkest Mind series or any of Alexander Bracken's stuff, or follow her on Tumblr, or have seen any of her YouTube videos, she is fantastic. And she is really awesome, and I actually, if you haven't, I'm pretty sure I recorded a video. If not, I probably posted about it, but I actually wrote her a letter a while ago while she was accepting fan mail, and I got some pretty awesome stuff back. Oh man, that made my day. But anyway, she's really cool, and I think you guys should look into her work. She's a great author too. Her upcoming stuff is actually, she is going to be publishing a book next year. That's part of a series called Passenger. The first book is Passenger, and the second book is Wayfarer. And I don't know what the third is, if there is a third. But I've read quite a bit of the first from her newsletter, email, receiver people things, and it's so good so far. I also have Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini, and I saw this on Book Outlet, and I wanted to buy it, but I wasn't sure, and so I decided that a library is a good chance to check out things that you aren't sure of. I also have The Darkest Part of the Forest and The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black, and I'm kind of excited because I've heard both of these are pretty good. I also have The Young World by Chris Weitz, which kind of looks like it's going to be similar to The Young Elites. So, and I also have Off the Page by Jodi Picoult and her daughter Samantha Van Leer. And I'm really excited to read this because I've heard a lot of really good stuff about it. My mom says that Jodi Picoult stuff is really good. And I want to show you guys something kind of funny. The library kind of screwed up when they put the cover on the book. They put it on upside down. But I just want to show you guys something else really quick. If you haven't even picked up this book, or you don't know what it's about, I'm not going to bother with explaining what it's about, but there's some really awesome illustrations in here. It's awesome. And the last book that I got is Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delaria, which I've heard really good things about, and I'm really excited. This is one of the ones that I had been looking to buy, but I wasn't sure. Also, I couldn't find it anywhere that I wanted to buy it from, which was like Book Outlet, and I'm pretty sure I just didn't look hard enough. But I now have it from the library, and if I really enjoy it, then I can go out and buy it or put it on my wish list. And that's all I got for you guys today. So I'm gonna dance it out and say see you next time. Bye bye.
I'm gonna get you to burst, just like you were a bubble. Frame me up on your wall, just to keep me out of trouble. Like a moth getting trapped in the life of fixation. Truly free love, baby, I'm talking no.